welcome back to another episode of Cookie's Tech and Talk Table, the GPD Win Max series. During this week and next week, I'll be covering AAA fighting games, particularly for the fighting game community, doing video gaming reviews. On this device today, we're going to cover Street Fighter V playability on medium to low settings, the best frame rates, the best lookability, the best reliability, the best flexibility, and how things work in terms of the controls. How well can I maneuver, and the comfortability of everything. So Street Fighter V, the Steam version, gives us the ability to change the graphic settings to our liking to accommodate lower end PCs such as this. Now, the CPU on this is kick-ass, let me tell you. But because this lacks a dedicated GPU, there are some modifications that need to be done in order to accommodate 60 frame per second gameplay. And I just want to kind of put that out there. So when you manipulate the settings that are in options, which I'm about to do right now to show you. Here we go. I then am able to go and have the system run at a 60 frames per second. So I'm going to turn down the sound just a little bit here. Okay, good. There we go. And that way I can speak louder over the music. And first things first, everything is running just fine. Oh yes, and in the future I will do online gameplay to show how the online of this actually functions. Let's go into options. So I keep my sound settings always at the max because I like my sound settings as they are. Screen settings is just, you know, upper HUD position, the brightness. This really doesn't affect the gameplay at all. What affects gameplay is the graphic settings right here. And so when I go into picture quality, right now I'm playing at a resolution of 55. The anti-aliasing is low. Post-processing is low. Shadows are low. I could put textures on low as well, but I prefer to have them on medium. And the effects are low. Now what I did notice, to stay within the 60 frames per second and not to drop down and stay there consistently, you have to stay at a max of between 50 and 55 resolution scaling, which is right here. So what I put at the top screen there, this is the frames per second, which we're at 60 right now still, which is being calculated through the Steam options. I set it so that all of you guys can see that. So I'm going to leave this at this setting, everything that you see right there, and I'm going to exit out. And I'm going to go into training mode. And I'm going to pick a Shoto character because the one thing I really like about this device is the D-pad. The D-pad is fucking amazing, let me tell you. I haven't had a D-pad on a GPD device since the Android tablet Q9 that came out about 6-7 years ago. So I'm gonna go to Temple Hideout. The only person I really play with in this game like that I really like is Fong.
How about a double dose of poison?
Oh yeah, that's right. I said I was gonna choose a Shoto. Hold up. Uh-oh. I think I backed out. Oh, I backed out. Let me pick Ryu or Ken. Everyone loves Ken.
Hey, I was waiting for you.
And then we could go beat up Balrog. So as you watch this video, guys, I want y'all to take notation of the 60 frames per second that is at the upper left top of the screen. So right now we're jumping between, now we're still back at 60, but we'll jump between 54 to 60 depending on the stage and just if there's a lot of things going on in the background. So right now we're still consistently at 60 frames. But I want y'all to see how my hands are positioned because, I mean, performing Shoto motion is so simple on here. It's not even a struggle. I'm able to perform Tatsu motions without issues, Hadouken motions without issues. Let's see here. Okay, very basic combo. Okay. Okay. And I was able to cancel the special into the super. And this is me on basic knowledge about Ken. You know, for those of you who know me in the FGC, I only play with women characters, and very few fighting games I play with male characters. So, but this is just basic stuff. But I have to give it to the GPD company. This D-pad hits diagonals in every direction. All 8 patterns are just perfect. This is really beyond the gold standard of what a D-pad should be. This is really like the platinum standard. And this just feels great in my hands. I'm not having any issues as I'm playing. And this is just, you know, basic Street Fighter 2 stuff that I'm doing. Okay. And see, I'm still jumping between 58, 59, and 60 frames a second, which is great. And if you are comfortable with this type of resolution here, this is what this is what it's going to take to play this efficiently online with these settings right here. Now I do kind of want to add that if you change the settings anymore, you risk losing the consistency of the 58, 59, and 60 frame ratio. So right now we're still at 60 frames here as I'm looking in the device, and I'm speaking with you guys, the audience. So keep your eyes on the frame count there. I'm going to change characters. Let's see here. There we go. And choose someone else more to my liking. Okay. Let's see, let's try Metro City Bay Area. Let's try there.
Metro City Bay Area.
And then I'm gonna try Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
Now, let's begin.
So just as a side note, one thing I noticed, there is slowdown only after you pick the character. It shows a little bit of when the character does his animation poses, and I guess it's just because of the resolution at the character select screen. But as I'm picking the character, there is no slowdown at all, only for that animation like this. And I don't know if that's on purpose or that's just the way the game is, but this is what I see. Now also, I failed to mention this, but I am running this device through my AverMedia capture card. My capture card is connected to my computer, which is connected to this computer device, and outputting through my Central 4 video software that I'm recording onto right now. And of course, I'm looking at 3 screens at once while showing you that I'm playing on this device and everything is streaming through the capture application. Ooh.
I'll finish this! You're done! You can't escape! This way! I'll finish this! You're done! You can't escape!
So in here, using Chun-Li, I'm jumping between 55, 56, 57 frame rates, and then I get up to 60 every so often. So the frame rate is definitely great, and I guess because she has a lot more going on with her clothing is moving, but it almost feels as if it's 60. I have no issues executing the combos, as you can see, and I'm playing on this device as is. But one thing I do note, I've noticed that if I change the resolution to 50, which is the lowest setting in the game, then it will consistently run all the time at 60 frames per second. So right now I have at 55. Sometimes I kind of like to push it on the device and push it up to 60, but nothing really past 60, so that, you know, things will look a little bit more crisper. So if I was to compare the graphics of what it looks now to anything else, this is like saying PS Vita had a port version of Street Fighter V specifically made for that. And that's how I can, you know, equate the graphics on what it looks like on the screen here, which is what you see on your end. So I'm gonna exit out. Right now I'm using the analog stick as well. So the analog stick is just, oh, it's heavenly. There's no clicking to it, but the way they made it, it feels like you have total control of the analog stick right here. And the D-pad, like I said before, is like the platinum standard right now. So everything feels just beautiful. So I'm gonna go into arcade mode for like one match, so y'all can see how that looks like.
Arcade.
And I'll do SF5 mode.
Street Fighter V.
Okay. And I'll choose the character that I would normally play with in SF5.
How about a double dose of poison?
Oh great, I get to fight the one person I really don't like in this game. Okay, Laura. Cool. Pro Tour.
Fight.
Okay. Take that, Laura. And right now, I'm not even struggling with this game.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, this is fun. This is the first time I think I've ever had a handheld device that can run Street Fighter V on 60 frames or within the 60 frame per second range with integrated controls. So I definitely recommend this device. That is my little example. I guess I'm gonna fight Birdie next, or I think that's who I chose. I kind of selected without looking. Oh yeah, okay.
UK.
Alright. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Okay. I'm gonna hit start once the game starts.
Fight.
Okay. I'm gonna go to main menu. Alright, and I'm going to exit. Okay, so that concludes right now my demo video review of Street Fighter V for GPD Win Max. I just wanted to show the frame rates at the top left, that it's possible to run this game at a full frame rate, but it comes at the cost of compromising visuals and certain other aspects of the game, but it is possible to run it between medium and low settings. And then of course, constant consistency with all settings at the low. So if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Please ring the bell for notifications if you want to see more content like this. If you're interested in any other more game reviews, please let me know, and I will be willing to accommodate your request. I'll be doing other fighting games as well over the next week or so, and be doing my best to upload more videos onto YouTube and be sharing this with the fighting game community and the video gaming community as a whole. In another video that I will do at another time, I will show some online play of Street Fighter V and how that's like. But for right now, this is kind of just arcade mode, the practice mode that I did to show that the D-pad is stellar. The D-pad is totally stellar. And that integrating the playability in your hands, it feels very comfortable. I thought that at one point that having such a device that kind of wide was going to feel uncomfortable, but it actually works. It actually feels comfortable. There's a nice weight and heft to it, so it feels like a solid device. It doesn't feel like it was just put together any old kind of way. And I have nothing bad to say about it. You know, GPD has been really stepping up their game as a company, so I can't wait to see what they come up with next in the next year or two. But for right now, truly the handheld gaming device of the year is the GPD Win Max, hands down. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in for this episode of Cookie's Tech and Talk Table. Looking at Street Fighter V on Steam, my gaming review. Until then, see you next time.